It's 9 o'clock at WWRR Scranton Wilkes-Barre. This is a Decades Artist Spotlight.
Hey, this is Michael Sweet from Striper.
Hi, this is Jeanette Girardo from Expose.
Hi, this is John Parr. Hi, this is Mike Score from A Flock of Seagulls. You are listening to Decades with Joey Kramer.
Now, here's Joe E. Kramer with this week's artist.
We're on a Decades Artist Spotlight, and tonight we got, Club Nouveau. We all remember them from the 1980s. And Jay King, who was not only part of Club Nouveau, but he was part of the band Timex Social Club. Right before they got that big hit, Rumors. And we're going to talk to him not only about Club Nouveau, but about Timex Social Club, and of course about his radio career, his management career, and his new album, Heaven's Son. It's a Decades Artist Spotlight with Jay King from Club Nouveau. Let's get it started with the song we all know best. Club Nouveau from 1987 and Lean on Me. The Decades Artist Spotlight.
when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. Lean on me. For said it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. We be jamming, 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 we be jamming. Just call me when you need a friend. Oh, baby, now. When you need a friend. Oh, baby, now. When you need a friend. Oh, baby, now. When you need a friend. Early in the morning now. Pump it up, boy, just like that. Pump it up, boy, just like that.
This is the Decades Artist Spotlight with Joe E. Kramer. This week's artist,
It is another Decades Artist Spotlight, and tonight we are here with singer, songwriter, producer, radio personality, best known, of course, to all of us from the Timex Social Club and, of course, Club Nouveau. Mr. Jay King is with us. How you doing, Jay?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Club Nouveau, Timex Social Club, both things that I grew up with, obviously. But before we talk a little bit about that, tell us exactly how you got it all started. Go back a ways and give us a little insight on that.
Well, really, I was a rapper first. I was in a group called Frost. I grew up in California, went to the Air Force. Air Force took me to Alaska, was in the Air Force for 1 year, got kicked out, stayed in Alaska, started doing stuff in the arts around Anchorage, Alaska, and then decided that I wanted to make my triumphant return to California as a superstar in a rap group called Frost. And we had a song called The Battle Beat. Now, we thought it was a smash.
Well, that's good. You had confidence, at least.
Yeah. And it was a smash. It was a record that you smash up against the wall and you never play again. But in doing so, I was a songwriter also. And was working on another group called New Choice. And I had written a song called Love Is So Confusing. And so that's where I started. And when I did that, I did another group called The Active Voice called Hey Yo, What Up DJ, which was a rap song. And I did this group called the Timex Social Club. And we did a song called Rumors. So those songs, we released them all around the same time.
Right.
Because being young in the business, you don't know what you should and shouldn't do, what you can and can't do. And so we released them on two different records. The Active Boys and the Timex Social Club we released on J Records. On the Love Is So Confusing we released on King 4 Records. And none of them did nothing. That includes Rumors. And it was just a tough time, but that's where it all started. And people think that the record just came out and was just an overnight sensation, that it just became a hit.
I heard you say, though, and it's interesting when I've heard you talk about this, you said, Timex Social Club was more of an idea than a group.
Timex Social Club was just, a beginning. It wasn't, we hadn't put a group together with a song. I said, let's put it out. There was no other music that we had ready. Because when you first start off, if somebody tell you that they knew, like I can tell you that I knew I was going to sell 1 million copies, but I'd be lying to you. I thought I was, You know, I remember when we first started talking about the record, and then he said, man, I hope we sell 100,000 units. I said, we're going to sell 1 million. And they're like, Jay, you crazy. I'm like, no, we're going to sell 1 million records, man. We're going to do it. And, you know, but I'm just talking. I don't know for certain. And nobody knows. If anybody knew, they'd be in the Smithsonian. Because they would, you know, because they could repeat it over and over again. Record companies don't know. That's why, you know, they win at a 5% clip. Meaning that 95% of the time, there's a 95% chance if you're on a major label that you're not going to have a hit record.
Right. And there's
95%.
There's a lot of them. And, you know, one thing you guys did, and both with, you know, Timex Social Club and Club Nouveau is, and I always give credit where credit's deserved, you guys were the creators of New Jack Swing, which became all the rage in the late 80s and into the very early 90s. But, I mean, you started it. That came out in the late...
Well, you know what? What I always said was, you know, we were the first of the new school and the last of the old school. When we married the technology of the new school, the drum machines, the keyboards of the day, with the sensibilities of old school writing, melody, lyric, arrangement. You know, so that's what we did because we come from music that way. It's the music we grew up on. We grew up on the music of the 60s and the 70s, you know. And you know, in the up into the 80s, that's the music that we're listening to. You know, we're listening to Cameo and Confunction and Earth, Wind and Fire and Aretha Franklin and Al Green and the Isley Brothers. So we're listening to, you know, and we're listening to the Doobie Brothers and Hall and Oates and Seals and Crofts in America, you know, and Bread, and you know, we're listening to Miles Davis and you know, and Carlos Jobim. I mean, you know, you got to know that the 70s and 1976 in particular is an incredible year for music because Frampton comes alive.
Right.
You know, because
absolutely.
Because Stevie Wonder got songs in the key of life. Because Steely Dan has the Asia album.
Right.
I mean, you know, it's some incredible music. It's because oh Blackwater, keep on rolling, Mississippi moon, won't you keep on shining on me? Doobie Brothers.
So it's like a combination of everything.
It's just music is so rich.
Right.
So when we're creating from a plethora and a wide range of musical stylings that the classic rock that we listened to was just beautiful melodies and baby I'ma need you, baby I'ma want you. So you're listening to this stuff, you're listening to the Carpenters, and man, it's just rich. So that's what but now here comes this new form called hip hop, rap. It's not even hip hop yet; it's just rap.
Rap music. That's all it was called, was rap.
Hippie diddy hippie hip hop. You don't stop. You know. Then you got Spoonie G, and you got these other rappers, and rap ain't what rap is today.
No,
you know,
no.
It's a whole other thing. It's musical, it's melodic, you know. And I remember the first time I heard Rapper's Delight on the radio, man.
I remember where I was when I heard that. I'm like, what is this?
That's right. What the freak? Because somebody is talking on the radio rhyming, and I'm on the West Coast. I'm in California. You know, I'm in the Bay Area, and we've never heard nothing like this before. It's Rapper's Delight on the radio. I mean,
yeah. Well, that's the thing. And living on the East Coast, the thing is that radio stations wouldn't play it. It would be a popular song, and you'd have to hear it in other forms, whether it be on dance shows were all the rage. In the 70s, 80s. So you saw people dancing to it on TV, and you'd call the radio station and want to hear this song. And if you were lucky, you could sometimes hear it at night. But around here, they wouldn't be playing Rapper's Delight at 3 o'clock in the afternoon because what was this?
Right. So that's what we grew up on. And so really, if you want to know what I call what we did, I call it music. That's the simplest thing. And then, you know, people start putting connotations and labels and started making styles out of music, you know, instead of just letting music be music. Elton John, you know, Benny and the Jets, just let it be a song. So, because once it becomes a pop record or once he becomes a white artist, you know what I mean?
Oh, I know. It puts him in a category, and that's it.
Now you start to categorize, and put a connotation on who's supposed to be listening.
And I don't know if you considered yourself this, but I always heard it that you were like the West Coast version, whether it be Club Nouveau, whatever, of Full Force, because you had Full Force out here, and then you had Club Nouveau out there, and it was like the same but different.
I could see that because I think Full Force was doing on the East Coast what we were doing on the West Coast,
right?
Which was marrying this new style of music that they're calling rap, and these beats with drum machines. Because up until this point, R&B music, you got to be, it's live musicianship. Live drummer, live bass player, live guitar player. But now you got these keyboards that's emulating these sounds, so you don't need them. You don't need a drummer, so you don't have to have one. So we didn't have a drummer.
Right.
Club Nouveau, our first tour, we didn't tour with a drummer. We toured without a drummer. We had drum machines. Matter of fact, we had 3 or 4 of them on stage with us.
Man, that's what it was all about. It was so much easier with those drum machines.
Yep, it was. Now we perform with a full band.
Right. Well, that's the thing now. Everybody does. It seems like everybody has a full band out there, especially the artists that came from this era. They scrapped the machines and are back to a full band.
Well, first of all, the vibration, you want to have, it's that live vibration that's important to the sound of what we're doing, and as you get older and you grow up, you learn, if you want to be important to music, you got to change with it. You can either be a dinosaur or you can be an alligator. And what people don't know is the alligators was hanging around when the dinosaurs were hanging around.
Right, exactly.
But the dinosaurs adapted. The alligators adapted. The dinosaurs didn't. When change came, the dinosaurs died. The alligators flourished, and they continue to. And when man is gone, the alligator's going to be here because he's going to adapt. And that's what you want to be in this business. I think you want to be an alligator. You want to adapt. And what it means is you don't want to lose the integrity of who you are. So an alligator is still an alligator. He will bite your ass. But so he hasn't lost his integrity. He just learned how to live under the conditions and the environment in which he's in. And that's what we have to do as musicians. We have to change to what these kids are doing. But we have to adapt to the conditions and the environment that we're in. So, you got to use social media. You can't count on radio.
No.
You got to use the technology that's out there and use it to your advantage. But you don't have to bury yourself in it or marry yourself to it to the degree that you lose who you are. And I think as time goes on, you're going to see more and more classic artists do what they should have done a long time ago, which is put out their own music, own their own records, and see the value of who they are, and then invest in themselves. We always talk about, and I tell artists all the time that used to say how record companies ripped us off, and
I hear that all the time.
If a record company rips you off, now you're not gonna rip you off. Now let me go see you do the work that the record company would normally do. Because, money, record companies put that out. Marketing, record companies did that. Promoting, record companies did that. Radio, record companies did that. So I want to see the artists do that themselves. That's what I do. I have a new record out, a new solo album. I released it first in the UK because it's a smaller market than the United States. Record is top 10. Album is number 1. I'm releasing it in the United States sometime around April or May because I know that I have to raise enough money to be able to compete in a market like the U.S. because it's a vast market. It's big.
This is the Decades Artist Spotlight.
Northeast PA's wanna fight the river.
will I walk him, sing that. Cause when will I walk him, sing that. Cause when will I walk him, lift me up and set me free. Step the one foot in front of the other. Keep the one day, each at the time. So I'm taking it easy on my face. I'm taking it easy.
Artist Spotlight.
This week's Decades Artist Spotlight continues. Now, here's Joe E. Kramer with this week's artist.
We are on a Decades Artist Spotlight. Jay King from Club Nouveau is with us in the spotlight. That was Oh Happy Day. That was out in 1992. One of my favorite songs, and I really started liking that song when it was in Sister Act in the 90s, and that's a killer version by Club Nouveau. He's going to talk a little bit about that, talk about Jealousy, which I'm going to be playing coming up, and of course his radio and his solo career. He's got an album called Helen's Son, and we're going to play something off that album in just a bit. Stay right here. It is the Decades Artist Spotlight right here on 105 The River, 104.9 and 100.7 FM, 1340 AM around the world at 105theriver.net. Decades with JoeEKramer.com and the Radio Bold app for your iPhone or Android device. More with Jay King from Club Nouveau coming up next. Stay put, will ya?
This is the Decades Artist Spotlight.
Northeast PA's 105 The River.
Nouveau. Can't have that jealousy.
This week's Decades Artist Spotlight continues. Now, here's Joe E. Kramer with this week's artist.
On the Decades Artist Spotlight, as always, here with Jay King, one of the core members and one of the founders of Club Nouveau and Time X Social Club. Right here, the Decades Artist Spotlight continues. Just going into Club Nouveau a little bit, I want to talk about the new stuff also in your radio. But you come out with, Life, Love, and Pain. I got two songs I want to ask you about. Number one is Jealousy. Was that a direct answer to rumors? Because, obviously it sounded somewhat like it. So what is your take on that song and why you wrote it?
It wasn't just a direct answer to rumor. It was a direct talk to them.
Right.
Because here we are hustling our tail off for these guys, and they go behind our back and sign a deal with another record company. So I wrote Jealousy about them. I can't tell you why these things continue to happen to me, but some people get so jealous of the smallest of all things. I tried to help some friends to help themselves and get their lives intact. They came out spreading rumors. Now I have to come out spreading facts. Let me tell you how it started and where it all began. I guess I was a fool to try and help my broken social friends. They told me if I'd help them, they'd be in debt for life. But when I turned my back to give support, they stabbed me with a knife. I don't need jealousy. I don't want the bad talk around me. It was about them.
And I guess it was because you were leaving that behind now. I mean, you moved on with Club Nouveau. So
I had to take, because now first of all, I'm thinking that I'm going to produce and write for these guys, and we're going to be a great partnership.
Right.
And we're going to make a lot of money together. We're going to have a lot of success, and now they're signing with somebody else. So if I don't establish myself as the sound creator, then I'm going to get left behind, because they're taking the name and everything with them. They're the group. I'm just a producer in the record label. And I don't have a contract with these guys because we're all friends. So the worst thing that could happen to somebody happened to me. The group that I have got a hit record, and I don't have a contract.
Right. There's not much worse of a position than that. No doubt about it. But you guys moved on. Club Nouveau became far more successful than Time X Social Club ever was. Yeah. Situation Number 9 was another great song. Why You Treat Me So Bad was another one. Lean on Me was just a global phenomenon when that song came out. You ended up winning a Grammy, and it became your signature song. And I got to tell you, a lot of people, when I was in high school, when that song came out, they didn't even know it was a remake. I'd be telling some people, Bill Withers did this, and I loved your version. But, they were people my age at that time, in their teens, were taking it as a Club Nouveau song because you did it, so differently with such a different sound to it.
Yeah. And, what we didn't do, though, is we didn't obstruct the melody.
No, you didn't.
So that's what I started understanding about remakes. Never change the melody.
I couldn't agree more.
You got to be inventive on the music, but never change the melody. And if you don't change the melody, you win. If you make a creative enough version, and that's what we did. And it wasn't the first version. We had to work for that. We had to figure it out.
And Life, Love, and Pain had that. You kept your sound, which was fantastic. The whole album, it kept that sound that you were known for. And, other albums can listen to the message under a Nouveau groove, but one of my favorite albums that you guys did was A New Beginning. I love the song Oh Happy Day. It is one of my all-time favorite songs, and you guys did such a killer version of that on that album. What made you decide to take basically a gospel song and do what you did to it?
Well, because we were starting over again in my head. We left Warner's. It took us a while to get off the label. So I left Warner's. I'm starting all over again. I've learned a lot. I'm a kid when I first started, really. So I tell people all the time, you know, I've never done drugs, never been high, never drank, never smoked, none of that stuff. So I'm super coherent through my whole career in the music business. So anything that I did out of line, I was acutely aware of it. You know what I mean?
Right, and it's that song is when I think about it, because there's not a lot of lyrics to it, so you really have to take it and make it your own. And
Right.
you know, and there was a girl on there rapping in it.
That was a young lady who, her name was Juliana. She had never been on a record before. She reminded me of Wile E. Coyote. For real, I mean, when you see her, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, I was watching the video again about it. You know, I never noticed there was a video. I just have the CD, and I was looking up the video, and I saw her in a video. So I wasn't sure who exactly it was, but it's incredible. It's just an incredible song.
And she was just, it was magic. And I thought it was going to be a big record for us. I said, God, we got another one. But you know, we were on a small label. You know, God, I can't remember the label, but it was Russ Regan, who I absolutely loved. It was his label with Adam Levy, and they just wasn't going to spend money at radio, and radio costs money.
Right.
Radio just costs a lot of money, and you can't. I don't care when you hear a Beyonce record and when you see it and it's number one. It's not because Beyonce's got a hotter record than anybody else. It's because her record company has decided that's going to be a number one record, and they're going to spend all the money they can to make it number one. You know, so you know, if you don't spend money on records, it's the reason why I haven't released my solo album in the United States yet. It's because, to be honest with you, you know, it takes money. And I have to, you know, so I started a GoFundMe campaign, started raising money there while the record is growing in the UK. Right now the record is top 10 in the United Kingdom. The album is number one. It's called Helen's Son. Helen. It's on iTunes right now. We just put it up digitally just a few days ago, a week or so ago. So it's on iTunes, but the physical CD won't be out. And, you know, and I won't start working radio for another couple of months.
Club Nouveau had a new album, which was called Consciousness, which if you like Club Nouveau and you listen to that, it's, you know, you keep the Club Nouveau song. And there's a great song on there with Chubb Rock, which I love. Yeah. Let's Have a Party. That's a very cool song.
Thank you. You know, Chuck D is on there.
Chuck D, yep.
On Consciousness. But, you know, people loved I'm So Happy, Call Yourself a Friend of Mine.
That Ain't Love.
That Ain't Love. All those songs. So, you know, we really, you know, we're making a new album right now called The Gospel, The Last Dance for Humanity. That is, you know, we're going to make music that is saying something that's strong in message and content. And we're going to probably make, we're going to make 4 albums. This is, Consciousness was one of the 4. We have 3 albums left that we're going to make, and we're going to probably wrap it up as far as recording is concerned. You know, we'll continue to work and do dates, but as far as recording is concerned, we're going to, they'll be our last 3 albums. And they'll be,
you got your solo album, you got Consciousness, which you said, which will be one of your last 3 albums, and you have your radio thing, which I didn't want to forget about that. I was listening to some of your back shows that I found. The J. King Network. It's a different show. It's very cool. And you know, I've been trying to look for it, and then I realized what I was doing wrong. I was, you type stuff into the browser and you forget one letter, and that's. So I was doing this for days, but I was listening to a couple past episodes, and I caught a little bit of today's show too. It sounds like you love doing it.
I love it. I love it because it gives me the freedom to express myself the way I want to. I don't take sponsors because of that. So, you know, we've had a couple of people call us that want to sponsor the network, and we have fun, you know. So I get a chance to express myself in my own freedoms, and I don't have to worry about somebody, you know, saying, you know, I don't like what you're saying, so we're not going to sponsor you. So I sponsor the show. I pay for everything myself. I have about 30 shows on the network. I do radio in Sacramento 3 days a week at 97.5 FM every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I manage Karen White and Cameo, and I continue to do Club Nouveau.
It's incredible because I know you're right. I knew you had the 3 to 7 show, but I didn't know you had which would be 8 to 10 on the West Coast, and obviously here it's 10 to noon. But and I'm listening to him, and I said to my wife, I said, he sounds like he loves doing this, because everybody who in radio knows that you don't do radio unless you really like doing it. You don't get rich at it unless you're certain people. But it's something I've been doing it for 27 years, and it's something I can't give up. It's just it's not about money. It's about just coming in and getting talked to, like a lot of artists like you that I grew up listening to, which is fantastic.
Well, and people like you become the catalyst for the beginnings of our careers or the resurgence of our careers, because you all continue to talk about the music and the history of the music. Radio today ain't based on history or the love of music. It's based on give me my money, and and so
spoken so true.
So if we're starting out, it's radio shows like yours that just love music and say, hey man, I love the music, and you get us on. And if we've had hit records, it's radio shows like you that say, hey, I've been a fan, and I want to support you, so I appreciate it.
And that's I'm like you. I could do. They give me such complete freedom. The people who broadcast my show, that I don't have to follow a playlist they hand to me. I could play, and I've played That Ain't Love on my show. I mean, they don't tell me I can play anything I want. So if I want to play an album track, I can play an album track. And that's what's great about it, is I play exactly the music. And that's why I play the newer music from these artists, because there's not an outlet anymore where, artists could go and put their new music on. People just want to hear, Lean on Me 100 times. And there's so much more than that.
And, I at 97.5 FM in Sacramento, that's the thing I love about it. My show is a drive time show. I'm on from 3 to 7. I can do whatever I want to do on my show. People listen to me on Periscope. They listen to us streaming, because we're KDEEFM.org. And, we're a community radio station. But our station is so popular and strong in Sacramento that we compete with commercial radio, because everybody listens to it. Because if you want to hear urban music, you're going to listen to us. If you want to hear old school R&B, we're the only old school R&B station in the city. And so my playlist is vast and it's wide, and I can do whatever I want to do, and that's why I like it.
Jay King is with us from Club Nouveau, and obviously so much more. Jay, it's been an absolute thrill to talk to you today, I got to say.
Oh, no, the pleasure is mine, man. And I know my guys was telling me that you was trying to link up with me, so I said, just give me my number.
That's always easier. Hey, Jay, it's been fantastic. I do appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Hi, this is Jay King from Club Nouveau, and you're listening to Decades with Joey Kramer. He's a bad Mickey Dickey. I'm just talking about Joe.
I want to find the one to be my one and only one. And when I find that one, I'll tell that one why she's my only one. I want to tell the one my love is real, and it's on the one. Now that I've got my one, I'll hold my one until the morning sun. I know that I need all to be together. You and I know we'll last forever. You know that our love should be together. You and I know we'll last forever. I want to show the one that she's my one. She's like no other one. And when I hold the one, I'll kiss the
This week's Decades Artist Spotlight continues. Now, here's Joe E. Kramer with this week's artist.
We are on a Decades Artist Spotlight. Jay King from Club Nouveau. Got to thank him for joining us tonight in the Spotlight. That was his new song from his new album, Helen's Son. It's called The One. Available on iTunes digitally. It'll be hitting the stores shortly. Already a top 10, number one album in the UK. So best of luck to Jay. Fantastic guy. Thank you so much for being on the show. We have another Decades Artist Spotlight coming up. All right, our next one will be with Jack Russell of Jack Russell's Great White. I played something during Hairspray at 8. The album is fantastic. He saw it coming. So Jack Russell will be joining us in the Decades Artist Spotlight first week of April. And we'll also have him on Wolfram from the Jets. So a whole lot of stuff. I'll run it down in a little while. Stay right here. This is Decades, the Decades Artist Spotlight, of course, on 105 The River, 104.9, 100.7 FM, and 1340 AM, and around the world at 105theriver.net and decadeswithjoekramer.com. We will be right back. Hang on.